Welcome to Lakefront News. I am Lauren DeLeon. Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th to October 15th. Reporter Gabriel Torres shows us how Our Lady of the Lake is celebrating.
Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to honor Hispanic culture and history. Assistant Professor and Director of Mexican American Studies, Dr. Ami Velea, gives us some information about the background of Hispanic Heritage Month.
I would date it back probably to the 1990s, 1980s, in which there was more awareness about multiculturalism on campuses and in schools.
Freshman Juarez talks about her Hispanic culture of having a quinceañera.
Huge. It was not over the top, but we went all out for it.
Dr. Villar describes what Our Lady of the Lake offers for this celebration on campus.
I think that we do a lot. Sometimes it's been diverse over the few years that I've been here. So sometimes there's a big program and there's posters posted with all the different events on them.
The Dream Zone training will take place here in Providence West Social Room this Thursday, September 27th, as part of Hispanic Heritage Month.
It's a full day of conferences and workshops for students and faculty on immigration and asylum, on sanctuary, and also knowing your rights.
This has been Gabriel Torres with Lakefront News.
Have you ever wondered what services our librarians provide?
The Sultan Fuss Library offers a very large variety of services for the Our Lady of the Lake community, including faculty, students, alumni, and the extended community. Inside, you will find some of the most dedicated and hardworking librarians you should get to know. Librarian Mario Leiva lets us know about the library database.
If there's things that they really need, we can get them that. We can get them a journal article, we can get them a book, we can request all these things through interlibrary loan, and we encourage them to take advantage of that.
Not only is the library a safe haven for students, librarians want you to know you can come to them with any help or questions you may have.
Laura lets us know students just have to ask.
All the students are welcome to come here and get help on research for their papers or anything else. And we have a lot of resources in the library, so just as long as they're welcome to come in and access them.
Steve lets us know about what they provide.
Aside from teaching them information literacy skills, database searching, citation skills, I'm also available for them for individuals' consultations.
Reporting for Lakefront News, I'm Karina Martinez.
Midterm stressing you out? Don't worry. Come and receive a blessing from a Sister of Divine Providence.
The Sisters of Divine Providence have been at the Our Lady of the Lake campus for over 100 years. Today, the sisters responding to the spiritual needs of our time through ministries in education and social source. Sister Patty Laurie, the ministry program coordinator, shares its history.
It started when Sister Joyce Drexel was at the university ministry about 9 years ago, and students were coming to her asking for blessings during midterm.
Laurie says that the blessings are open to all.
She organized it to where the CDPs would be available, but not just to the students. It's also available for any staff or faculty to come and get a blessing at this time.
The first Power of Providence blessing started 9 years ago, and now it's being hosted here in Maine.
Laurie provided us with the location and time.
So the Power of Providence blessing is going to be in the main entrance, the main parlor of the main building. It's a lot of main there. And it's from 12:30 to 2, I believe.
We spoke to student Victoria Espinosa on why to get a blessing.
You don't really get to hang out with the sisters, so it's just a good time to get their blessing and get to know them, and they get to help you out with midterms.
Reporting for Lakefront News, I'm Brian Bernal.
Stay with us and we will have your sports news break after the news.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back. The men's cross country placed second in Saints Collegiate Cross Country Invitational. This video was provided by Olu Saints Athletics. St. Derek Barnett ran an 8K in 26.527. Becoming a runner-up, Jose Zarate followed with a time of 27:25.9, placing 6th place. Isaiah Ramirez came in with a time of 27:43.6, placing in 12th place. The Saints prepare to travel to the University of the Incarnate Word on October 6th for the Incarnate Word Invitational. The women's soccer team faced Southwestern Assemblies of God University and gained a win. The Saints took 44 shots, landing 31 on goal. This video was provided by Olu Saints Athletics, while the Lions took 12 shots and landed 7. Dawson Brinkley led the Saints to 9 shots, 7 in goal. Erica Robertson tallied 7 shots, landing 6 in goal. The Saints have only played the Lions 6 times since 2009, winning all games in the process but one. The Saints ended the game with 44-12 to win 10-0 in the non-conference matchup. This improves the Saints to 3-1, while Sagu moves to 5-3-1. The Saints prepare to face Houston Tilston University on September 22nd at home. The women's cross-country team placed 3rd overall at the 2nd annual Saints Collegiate Cross Country Invitational. This video was provided by Olu Saints Athletics. The Saints would be first among other Red Athletic Conference teams. Saints Annie Trejo placed 5th place in the time of 2010 in the 5K. Sabrina Garcia placed with a time of 20:38, placing her in 10th place. The women's cross country gave it their all and will travel to the University of the Incarnate Word on October 6th at Live Oak, Texas in the Incarnate Word Invitational.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Now let's take a look at this week's weather. And now it's time to meet the Sister of the Week.
I am Sister Anita Brennick. I am a Sister of Divine Providence, that's right. The simplified version of the inspiration is I knew I needed God in my life. And the simplified version is that my perception was that the religious community was a place where I could live with a group of women who would value our faith and God in our lives. I was 18 years old, actually, right out of high school. August, after I graduated in May, I didn't know enough about religious life because I went to a public school. We didn't have a Catholic school. And so I was, at that point, then finally I was just going to come check it out and go home and continue my life, because by that time I was dating this young man with whom I saw that I could make a life with God as a part of it. But by that time I knew I needed to at least check out religious life. So I was only 18 when I found immediately what was here. I thought, oh, I should have stayed home a little longer and then come. Who knows whether I would have ever come. So this is the way God worked in my life. I grew up about 3.5 hours north of here, out in the country, in a little rural area, a little small public school. My first profession was 1970, 2 years after I entered. 2 years from now, I'll have a 50th Jubilee. My first profession was in 1970. I managed teaching in elementary ed, which was difficult for me for 12 and a half years. Some of that was in Catholic schools. 3 years of it was out on the Navajo and Hopi reservations, which was enlightening to me to see another whole culture and the land, the time machine that was. 11 years I did parish ministry in 2 different types of parish. One small, predominantly Hispanic parish in the Corpus Christi Diocese, which was another whole culture for me to be immersed in. And then one large parish north of Dallas, which was, I said, corporate America. That was another culture for this country girl. I did 12 years worth of formation here for our community with the women becoming sisters, and that was an enriching experience working with those women. Now I am serving on our leadership team for the congregation. We have 4 of us, Sister Pearl, the Superior General, and then 3 of us who we call counselors, general counsel to the Superior and to the congregation, Sister Lourdes Leal, Sister Mary Bordelon, and myself. And so I'm serving on the council, which means we oversee the workings of the congregation, not only the physical workings, the finances and the buildings and the assignments, but also continuing to help guide the spiritual and ministerial work of the congregation. Not that we direct it completely, but we have to pull from the membership where the Spirit is leading all of us. The vow of obedience has us all listening together to the Holy Spirit about where our next steps are. And so it's our responsibility to lead in that kind of way, to set up processes so all the sisters have input and go forth with the mission of Jesus. I really, in my younger years, after leaving home in the country, the farm, and living in the cities, I enjoyed hiking and gardening. In fact, when I was in Arizona, getting to hike that Grand Canyon about 9 times was wonderful. And gardening, watching things grow and produce, and the cycle of life, planting seeds, tilling the soil, planting a seed, seeing when it first comes up, when it gets its first leaves, when it gets its first bloom and its first fruit. I don't have a place where I can garden right now. I don't do hiking as well. When I get a chance, I get out in nature. So I do a lot of reading, being out in nature. Not a big reader, but the reading I do, I like doing outside. And now I've kind of switched to doing the Sudoku. My mind just goes into that, and it frees me of everything else and just focuses. And so it's a relaxation for me. Being a sister with this congregation has been a rich life for me. It's been where I've unfolded in who I am and who I am with God and for the world. And I would encourage all young women and men, to at least Catholic young women and men, to explore what religious life is about before they make a decision about where they're going in life, to at least have the information for a fuller choice.
Thank you for joining us for Lakefront News. I'm Lauren DeLeon. See you next week.